broadcast, so it look like broadcast games, I think, and broadcast YouTube.
This will help. I excited the enemy. Heal up.
Is it loading properly? So terrible quality, but I expect it to improve soon.
I'm taking the objective. Get over here.
Oh my god.
So wearing your biotic ray angles helps you get into a different position. You're exposing yourself to the left side. Ideally, you want to be behind your tank from any angle. See, being in that position got you killed from the Junkrat tire. If you were behind that window, or not the window, if you were behind the entrance, normally where Symmetra puts her teleport in the very back, you'd be safe from that.
Okay, so you want me to like
Nevertheless,
stay
your team still won the exchange and took the point. Okay. Here, can you show me your team composition as well? Because team composition also dictates what your type of positioning should be.
You had me stop and I got killed.
What?
I was looking at the team and I got killed by a Genji behind me.
Oh. Yeah, I mean, you can like get somewhere a little safer if you want to. Although to be fair, I think. Expect a Genji to be behind you right there. Okay, here we go. This is ideally when you want to wait for your team to reassemble. Although you could be Eye composition. Because you lack an anchor tank, I guess it would be best to hide near some sort of obstacle that can be danced around. Now, the only downside to not having a team that has an anchor tank would be being on your own for defensive purposes or defensive reasons. You say you get flanked by a certain character, you're going to have really good sleep guard accuracy if you want to shake it. And if there happens to be more of a flicker, then you really have to worry about positioning and being able to reveal yourself. Okay. So Mora got the kill on that one. Never throw a Bionade into a Genji that's deflecting. Oh, no, that is a huge red flag. Unless you're in the middle of a firefight that you haven't gotten any kills on, is a terrible idea to throw a nano on someone. If there's not going to be any immediate danger, you definitely want to save that till either they're rushing into the point at the moment and you want to keep them alive and you know they're going to be facing danger, because you'll be able to track enemy movements through their spawning time since they're all consistent. And it fluctuates a little bit based off of team wipes, so if they wipe them all at once, then the spawn time's going to be a little larger, so you'll have to factor in that as well. But you generally to boost based off of that. Also, that was a decent Bionade kill, nice. Okay. D.Va kind of surprised you, so I'll cut you some slack on that one, but next time it's definitely a best idea either to get near the stairs on the left or try and get some space in between the pillars on the left when you're going around. Now, you guys won mostly because the enemy team was wildly disorganized. Let's see here. Yeah, if the play of the game was a D.Va explosion, then you generally know that wasn't a very good game. But I'm joking.
Oh my goodness. $1,000. Okay.
67% scoped accuracy. So that will put you 67. That'll put you in like. If every game is like that, that'll put you in like the top 40%. of animains. On console, at least. Overwatch statistics separate PS4 from console.
Top 40.
And when I say console,
like
I mean like it
40%,
separates the top 40%, yeah. That's 67% accuracy.
Is that good?
Decent. I'd say slightly above average. Because if you're at 50%, then you're statistically average. So you're like top 40%. I'm glad that you know the basics of Ana at least. I know some people I've coached who genuinely do not know how to play Ana whatsoever, and it is beyond insufferable to try and coach them into how to play. It all comes down to like basic mechanical errors, positioning, and general game sense.
Yeah, because people just want to rush right in. Well, as you're playing as Ana, you gotta be careful. You gotta play defensively. You can't play offensively with an Ana.
The people at the very top can get away with that, and other than that, I don't. Ideally, you want to be behind your Orisa healing her, because if you took the same positioning as them, you'd be able to heal within their life and save them. Unfortunately, the 2 losses means you're most likely going to have to back away. Sleeping the Roadhog, generally if there's no DPS nearby to help you finish him off, just needs to get away from him. So shooting him right away was a huge mistake, knowing you wouldn't be able to secure the kill, because you're just feeding him Zolt if you manage to do damage that he can heal back. Yeah, your first mistake there was taking a different positioning from your tank. As an Ana main, 9 times out of 10 you want to be behind your tank. Under very rare circumstances, would being behind your tank would be a bad idea.
Feeling sleepy? Watching your back.
Okay. Your entire team minus Orisa is dead, so play extremely defensively until they get back. Okay, yeah, just back away. Just run away. I also keep forgetting that the video has a 10-second delay as well, so what I'm actually seeing is what happened like 10 seconds ago. So the piece of advice that I give you is going to be like for stuff that you did instead of stuff that's in the moment.
I'm trying to concentrate at the same time as listening to you as well.
Okay, nice kill.
Okay. Thank you.
Check this kill out coming up.
Bastion deserved it for staying right there. If you play against a good enough team, Bastion's no longer as overpowered as he seems. Okay. Also, you want to be within Lucio's range. He's right next to your wrist, so that would be a perfect position. Unless someone on the enemy team has an AoE ult that you know about, that's definitely up. There's a nice team. Oh no, you definitely want to focus on healing your teammates. Remember, you're a healer, not a defense character. If there's injured enemies, always prefer healing your injured ally over finishing off a low health target.
Gotcha.
The main reason being that not only is that preferable, given that both of them are going to be able to survive guaranteed if you can secure the heal, but at the same time, the hits for healing allies is a lot larger than the hitbox for damaging enemies. So you always want to be a healer first, then DPS if everyone's already on full health.
Yeah.
Okay, you have your Nano right now. So at this point, you want to be checking when the next full enemy push is going to be, and which one of your allies have ults as well. Because Ana Nano works best when another teammate has a good ult that you can combo with. Also, another mistake right there was being with the line of sight of Roadhog without another character right in front of you. Being behind your tank is probably the best thing you can do when it comes to Roadhog. Because if they happen to hook the tank, then you can throw the nade down and do a 2-for-1 combo, healing your teammate while nading the Roadhog at the same time. And second thing you could do is you can make sleeping them much easier since they're immobile while using the nade. There we go. Perfect. Okay, yeah, that was just bad luck. I'm not going to blame you for that one. There we go. That's exactly what you wanted. If Orissa's in a close quarters combat with another character, throw a nade down in the middle of that. That is the best possible use of the nade, and it would allow you to maximize efficiency of it.
Come here, get stabilized.
Current outlook uncertain. 5, 4,
You're
3,
covered.
2, 1. Round 3. Capture the objective.
Also, if I were you, I would experiment with different targets, like not targets, but like scopes, reticles. Yeah, reticles. That's what I was looking for. Experiment with different reticles. Certain reticles work better for other people in different situations as opposed to others. Oh, the quality dropped to like 144.
The objective
Okay,
is
I'll try and tell what's going on.
I've seen worse. You're going.
Definitely want to get out of the way of Mora orbs unless the teammate's low on health. Oh, there we go. Nice flank. If you could have thrown the sleep dart on right away when you saw that Reinhardt on the side, you definitely could have secured a kill. That would have been perfect.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, you let it get away.
I missed.
I'm not ready to
This is sleep dart. That's probably just a mechanical issue. I never want to be shooting a Genji while he's deflecting. Okay.
I threw that.
You'll eventually get good at those Hail Mary nades. I actually got a kill once with a Hail Mary nade.
Did you really?
Yes.
This will help.
Okay. Yeah, nade trajectory is something you definitely need to practice.
Goodness.
At this point, you want to be standing. You definitely want to be standing next to your tank and healing allies. Trying to go for the 1v1 against a Genji is a huge mistake.
This is much better.
Unless you get incredibly lucky with your shots and or sleep darts. Same with trying to 1v1 a Mora. The only thing you want to be doing against a Mora is if she's low health, you can try and finish her off with either a nade or a shot, or just sleep her if she is on low health, especially when she's ulting.
You're gonna see a really cool kill that I just got. Maybe what you were talking about with the sleeping dart.
Okay, Diva is low health. Okay, that was a good nade. Follow up with some shots too. You get a 50% bonus. Okay, good sleep. Okay, you definitely want to be out in front now that you know your teammates behind you aren't shooting. Nearby spot is except Mora. She's just trying to be a DPS character, and it's going to cost her dearly. Yep, she does. Well done on that part. Yeah, I think you guys can recapture this now. You secured 2 kills. It's buffering. Okay, there we go. Reinhardt's just kind of on his own. Try and get up in front. Okay, never mind. You wasted your sleep dart. Reinhardt's only killable when you're on it if you're in a decent range and you have your sleep dart ready. Always use your sleep dart for the most imminent danger. I saw you trying to shoot it at the bastion while a Genji was up in your face. The one that's most likely to kill you should be the likely recipient for your sleep dart.
Okay.
A defensive sleep dart is always better than an offensive one, because the best thing you can do as Ana is survive.
Ooh, no fucking way. How did I do that? I missed the sleeping guard, but I still killed somebody.
Nice kill.
I wasn't meaning that for that to happen, but
that's alright.
You look tired.
You definitely... Okay. Yeah, that's a good idea. Line of sight Bastion and then see how many of your allies are within line of sight. And if you can jump over the mini bench in the middle of the top on your side and get a good view of the entire team while healing. And if you get shot at, you can just jump down since it's also technically cover as well. It's a really nice thing that they put in there. See, Lucio's just trying to contest as much as you can. So at this point, if you know they're going to recapture and steal the point, manning Lucio to get some extra time, or maybe an anchor tank, is not a bad idea. Just keep that in mind. Because you know you're about to lose right now. Throw a nano onto someone, and try and keep them alive to stall. Because that's the best thing you can do right now. Also, you should be, yeah. Okay, that one was Orissa's fault for placing her shield too far back, but if it was just a little farther forward, you'd be able to heal your allies, perhaps throw a nano on one of them and keep them alive longer to keep the fight going.
yeah, this game is just super crazy.
Oh, it's buffering, come on.
Yeah, we lost.
Okay. That was... I can pretty much say almost everyone made a mistake that game. Your mistake was never using your nano. Keep in mind that a crappy nano is still better than nothing at all. Like, it's still better to throw your nano and say, oh, I probably could have had a better one, than to never use it at all.
Yeah.
Orissa's mistake, this one wasn't your fault, but she put her shield way too far back, so if you wanted to utilize it while healing, you'd only have like a very tiny view of the battlefield. And pretty much no one was within your line of sight while being like 3 feet back from the original ledge. So, yeah, not your fault on that one, but... let's see here. Probably the best thing you could have done is just prioritize heals more and use nano on an ally, either if they had... So in that situation, the best thing to do would be to throw a nano on the anchor tank as soon as they jump in there while the enemy's in overtime at 99%.
Gotcha.
If the Orissa's smart enough, she'll take that as a cue to try and get a little closer. Because that's the one thing that stops Orissa from getting face-to-face with another enemy at point blank, is just because she only has 400 health and 200 armor. If you double that to 800, she knows she can take on the nearest imminent threat, which is either going to be Roadhog or Genji. We'll let her decide that. But
yeah, I gotcha. Yeah, well, there's no Orissa on my team this game. Oh shit.
It's Hanu.
Oh shit. God. On the bed.
It's Hanu.
Stupid.
You're not getting rid of me that easily.
sorry, I was checking my phone. Let's take a look. Alright, what's going on? I'm not seeing any tank at all. Where's the tank? Okay, the tank is at the spawn. Okay.
Yeah, I shouldn't have shot that.
There's many things wrong with like the first 15 seconds of what I just saw. First of all, your tank was screwing around in spawn for a while, and the second mistake was you pushed on without him. Okay, just leave her. Yeah, just don't even. Okay, never mind. You see, shooting a Mei immediately after you sleep her is a huge mistake, given that she can throw up cryo freeze and heal anything that you just did to her. Unless the only way to counteract that is to shoot and nade at the exact same time, which will deny her any heals that she'll get through a cryo freeze. If you do that, if you're skilled enough, you will be able to finish her off before she can freeze and headshot you, but it's extremely risky. So for the best thing for new on players to do is just to sleep her and run away. Okay, now for this one, you want to be either on or as close to the payload as you can, unless your entire team is away. Let's see here. Oh, you want to be staying behind Reinhardt's shield? Definitely don't diverge from that. Reinhardt is as useful as his team. If his entire team is behind his shield, then he's a useful character.
I'm not
nice sleep. You want to be healing your Hanzo? He's low. He's frozen. Never mind, he's dead. Your sleep dart is on cooldown. Don't be picking fights with Mei. You got lucky there because an enemy or an ally helped you finish her off. But in the end, you were still in a wrong position in front of the entire enemy team, and that one kind of wasn't your fault though, because Reinhardt was far up ahead and kind of ditched his team. A good Reinhardt player will be going at a relatively slow pace to ensure his team has plenty of time to catch up with him. Probably not a good idea to be picking fights with the soldier if you're not behind a shield. Especially from afar too. He's the designated medium range sniper.
Behind you.
Okay, someone's behind you, keep that in mind.
Oh my... I literally shot him, and I couldn't... Are you kidding me?
Okay, you're in... here.
I've come back from worse.
Okay, you're going an alternate route that... Okay, you definitely had your nade and you were on 60 health. You definitely want to nade yourself if you were trying to run away from the McCree. You were one shot away from death for about 3 seconds without nading yourself. That's a recipe for them.
Get in there.
Alright, let's see how this one goes. Okay. Buffering. Okay. Okay, decent nade on that one. Okay, so going some chip damage. Reinhardt is out of line of... You nanoed Mercy. Why did you nade Mercy?
I don't know.
Did you think she was someone else?
Yeah, for a second. So that was my fault. I realized I was like, crap, I just nanoed Mercy.
Okay. So now your team is all together. This is good. You're on the payload. You're, for the most part, supposed to right shield. That's a good start. You threw your nade a little early. Mei was still in her cryo freeze while you threw the nade. Ideally, you want to time it so that just when she gets out, you throw it down. Just to secure some extra damage while healing your teammates, as long as they're not in any imminent danger. A lot of Ana playing is just intuition and knowing the situation and what you can do. So now you've got someone right behind you. You heard, I've got you in my sights. And you're right next to a hallway as well. You could have sighted him. And at least stay alive for a few more seconds. Unless he tries to target you, but that's unlikely given the distance he was away. Okay, yeah, I would just... Okay, good shots, good shots. You've got someone behind you as well. Be careful, be wary of that.
Oh, why do I suck?
Thank you. You have my thanks.
Okay, you want to be healing Hanzo now. Remember, you're a healer before a DPS. See here. Oh boy, yeah, out of line of sight on the... Oh, okay. His explosions have a bit of splash damage, so even if you can't directly see him, he still has a chance of killing you.
It's quiet time.
Our duty is to move the payload.
Get in there.
Although you did land a successful roadhog, you also gave away your position. Now they know you're alive. Shooting him also gave away your position on the right side, especially since you scoped in, which gave a trail to your bullet. You nanoed Reinhardt way too early. He's gonna have another six or 7 seconds before he's in action again. So that was a huge mistake, and it prompted him to charge into a zone that he likely wouldn't survive without any follow-up heals. That was a nice sleep on Mei. And you did manage to secure that kill, so that was good. I'm not even sure if your Reinhardt's still alive or not.
He's still alive, yeah.
Okay, he's alive, miraculously. Most of the time a Reinhardt was by the charge like that, especially if he was against the enemy team. Really good positioning actually right now. You've got the entire view of the next stretch that you're going to be going out against. As long as you can crouch and expose as little of yourself as possible while healing, then you should be golden.
You say
Okay,
that.
careful, you've got an enemy on your right. Although you're relatively safe, long-range enemies can still snipe you. So just kind of peep in and out only when you need to throw up a heal. The only way to tell if he was there would be to hear his footsteps, unless he was crouching. So I don't know how high your audio is right now.
It's not very loud.
Okay, so yeah, it was probably easy for him to sneak up on you. Also, another thing is trying to pay attention to the kill feed. I mean, that's something that only really high-level players can do, and even I struggle with it sometimes. But if you pay attention to the kill feed, you'll know exactly how many players on the enemy team have died, how many are left, and how many are in your field of vision. Because if you know for sure that there's an enemy player out there somewhere that's not in your field of vision and he's alive, that's probably not a good sign. Okay. It was a close game. It came down to a few fatal mistakes, but ultimately not bad.
Yeah.
Epic.
Much obliged.
I think I got enough games in to know what kind of player you are in Overwatch. Like, aside from whether you won or lost the game, just seeing how you play gave me a lot of insight into what kind of an Ana player you are.
Oh no.
Because there's many different types of Ana players. There's, like...
Prepare your defenses.
There's, Anchor Anas, Rogue Anas, DPS Anas, Sniper Anas. Like, Ana's one of the very few characters that has many, many different play styles. And you, my friend, are a DPS Ana. Honorary DPS Ana.
Is that a bad thing?
It depends. Sometimes it's a really good thing, sometimes it's a really bad thing. There are some moments where being a DPS Ana gave your team the edge and allowed you to secure a major advantage. And then there are some times where being a DPS Ana got your teammates killed and you could have saved them. So it all depends on the situation, but my biggest weakness when I was playing Ana was my lack of aggressiveness. I spent about 95% of my time as Ana just healing. I know it doesn't seem like that in the YouTube videos, but those are just ones that I uploaded where I was like slightly more aggressive than usual. About 95% of the time I was just healing and playing really defensively. I would rarely go in for a kill.
Well, you are every time you play like a game that you can have defense, you're a very defensive player.
Mm-hmm.
Hello.
And the
You've
same
always
thing
been a
went with
defensive
Overwatch.
character.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Attackers incoming. Defend objective A.
God, stupid McCree!
في الامتحان يكرم المرء أو يهان.
God, I hate McCree.
You're going to be okay. Watching your back.
Enemies found. Very good approach. Barrier activated.
Walk it off.
Special attack.
You're powered up. Get in there.
I am unstoppable. For your safety, please move behind the barrier. Thank you. All systems checked out. Game on.
Get back in the fight. This is going to hurt.
Barrier activated.
This will only hurt for a minute. Allow me to repair the damage.
Don't you hate when you play as Ana and you try to shoot somebody and you accidentally hit your teammate and you heal them by accident?
I'm sorry.
When you play as Ana and you're trying to shoot somebody and then you accidentally shoot one of your teammates and you're like, God damn it, I didn't want to heal them.
That's tremendous.
This will help. It's just a scratch. You'll be fine.
My arrow finds its mark.
Mecha activated.
The pain is coming.
Game on.
I mean, I'm getting better as Ana. Time.
And honestly, if you feel like Ana just doesn't match your type of playstyle, you can always try and main something else.
Yeah, true.
التكرار يعلم الشطار.
Like I said, I'm a former Lucio main who converted to an Ana main. And I used to play a ton of Reinhardt back in
30 seconds remaining.
That was before the best crazy. The Reinhardt shield went from like an impenetrable barrier down to like wet paper.
Yeah.
Name
10 seconds remaining. Overtime. Victory. Play of the game.